Okay, this will be an interesting one, a challenging one perhaps. Let's see if we can make this one turn up a treat. Something I bought a few days ago and I drank it, and it was a funny name to it. It's a soft drink that you don't see. I've never seen one before. A little can of soft drink, so it's going to be a roly-poly. But let's see if we can make it look any good. Going to leave out the contrast. It's a warm day today, courtesy of climate change, folks. It's been a very warm day. Looked like it was going to rain, but the sun's broken through. As you can probably see out of my window, it's all sky's a bit cloudy, but there's blue sky. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm just going to quickly do that. I just thought I'd show you a nice little view outside my bedroom window where this is what I nearly forgot. This is what we're photocopying, folks. This drink called Lilt. So I'm just going to show you all the way around. We'll start with the nutrition label or panel, and we're just going to show you the actual graphic that we're interested in, which is this picture. And this, we're going to photocopy this piece from here. So I'm just going to trying to think how I'm going to do this, folks. It's just a bit tricky. Right, let's see. Let's get this. I'm just going to move it up a bit, maybe not too close to the edge. I do want it within the A6 area, so we're just going to put it up there. Just a bit of a fiddle, folks, and we're going to be off. So we're going to be off. Hopefully that worked out well. A little bit tricky, folks. Roly-polies are. You just don't know what you're going to get. Sometimes you get a good result. Sometimes you get an absolute shit result. More often you get shit results, although I think it seems like I've had a bit of practice. Not that much, I didn't think. And yeah, we've got the word Lilt nice and complete on there with a little bit of that label there. Maybe we're going to make it into a movement piece to make it more interesting than just a picture of a label. So I'm going to just put that on 100. I think we're going to leave it like that. So this will be in the recycle bin. But yeah, it was an interesting drink. It was fizzy. I wasn't expecting it to be fizzy, but turned out it was fizzy. And I like it fizzy. I like drinks to be fizzy in tin cans. I'm not really a big fan of still drinks as a general rule. I'm not a fan of still drinks. Some of them are nice, but I like a bit of fizz. And I just bought this one from a supermarket from Woolworths, not far from where I live. That looks interesting, but it looks shit house. I'm going to have to make it a bit lighter, or maybe get rid of some of the background. But basically, yeah, I got it from a local, or a fairly local shop down the road. Wondering if we're going to lighten it. We're going to leave it like that. We're just going to use yeah. But yeah, it's called Lilt. Lilt is the name of it. An interesting name for a drink. Lilt. Sounds like a name to describe something very summery. Or I think lilt is something in a song, a certain dancing sort of a song, like a jumpy sort of a song, bouncing along. Lilt. I don't know what lilt actually means. I've heard that word. Wonder if we're going to use this one or we're not. This looks all right. It'll probably look good once I put it in a mirror image piece. Okay, let's just see, we can just get rid of this. Unfortunately, it still looks like it's got too much background, so I'm probably going to employ a little bit of extra background removal, and maybe we're going to leave that. Wonder if we're going to enlarge it or leave it. I'm going to just put it on the glass like so. But Lilt, yeah, it's an interesting name for a soft drink. It sounds, Lilt sounds like, as I said, some kind of dancing, poetic sort of sound. X is going to be 104 and Y is going to be 104. But yeah, Lilt, it's an interesting name for a soft drink. It does sound kind of poetic or song-like. It sounds like a lilting lyric. Oh fuck, I don't know what lilt means. I've heard the term lilt, I think, to describe music. I'm thinking we're going to remove some of the magenta because it's broken right through. So we're just going to maybe remove some of that pink, which is the process colour known as magenta. So I think the magenta is a bit too strong. So in this case, we're going to just limit it a little bit. This scanner's making noises again, sort of noises, which are not good sounds for a machine. Yeah, still looks too much magenta, too much of that pink. Looks like we might have gotten rid of some of it. I'm thinking we're going to get rid of more of it. We're going to get rid of some more of that. But it's a funny name for a drink, Lilt. It is, it's a funny name. I'm actually thinking we're going to get a bit more aggressive and remove most of that. Just put it in the middle. Shouldn't be too bad without it, without that much magenta. I don't normally fancy foot with the colour balance, but occasionally I do have to do it that way to make it look nicer. And it does, it looks a bit better, it's less magenta, but the problem is when you take out the magenta, you also take out the colour, and that looks terrible, that looks too yellow. I have to just go back and just add that magenta back in. I'm thinking this might be, I'm wondering which one we're going to go back to. This looks nice, and that looks nice, but I don't like the backgrounding that's happening. I wish I had made the master copy a lot better. So we're going to maybe, yeah, we're on the lightest of that. So we're just going to go back and we're just going to add it in, because we're just ruining the rest of the image if we do it that way. Perhaps lightening off a little bit might help, and maybe utilising a little bit of extra lightness there. So but it's called Lilt. I don't know why. It sounds very summery. It's got a summery feel to it, which is a tropical fruit juice or tropical soft drink. Yeah, that looks interesting. It looks a bit dry that we've now, I don't know, I guess we're going to have to live with that background because that still looks really shit. I think we're just going to have to concede that we don't have all the quality that we want in a piece of work like this. Yeah, we just have to concede defeat, I'm afraid. I just think we have to just concede that we can't have everything in this image. however much we'd like to. It's been a nice piece to work with. I just wish I had made it a little bit lighter in the mastering of the image, which often happens. I don't always master things as well as I should. I didn't have the settings looking too good at the beginning. So yeah, you just have to accept the trade-off, however annoying it is, folks. See how this looks, but at least the colours are bright. Some people might find this appearance appealing. It does have a rough edge to it. It's not too polished, which some people like. A bit of a grungy look to it. Does often grungy images do look quite nice. Actually, they have a certain quality that is. I don't think we need that. Yeah, grungy looking images often do appeal to people. It makes them look less polished, less first class, like upper class, ruling class. It's got that underground sort of grunge to it. And yeah, sometimes I do like that look, actually. But I did want this to be more crisp in colour. But you can't always get that. And it's really difficult controlling a roly-poly. Movement is difficult anyway, but when you're trying to roll something across the glass, it's really like pot luck, so to speak. I actually don't believe in luck, but I'm just using a phrase that's common with gambling, pot luck. Yeah, pot luck. That's what it's like. Just line these up nicely. Okay, there we have it. That looks better than I thought. Lilt, there we have it, reimagined.